First World War was the first highly mechanised war, and many new weapons brought with them devastation on a scale that had never been seen before. As the war was coming to an end, the New Zealand government decided to settle some soldiers on the land, and it was against this background that this would become a dream come true for many of them. This was also the beginning of what would ultimately become a conflict between the new settlers and the government, and this will form the crux of our story. I will be one of a group of young adventure seekers that will journey by jet boat down a remote section of the Whanganui River and trek back through the two former settlements in the Mangapirua and Kaiwhakauku valleys. At the end of this long and windy dirt road to the west of Raurimu lies our departure point of Whakahoro, a small settlement nestled up against the Whanganui River. This is also the location of the Blue Duck station run by Dan Steele, a modern-day farmer and tourism operator who will be our guide for 2 days. He has a direct connection to the early soldiers that returned from the First World War, as some settled in this area and farmed on some land he now owns. And Dan is passionately restoring and maintaining many of their original buildings.
Half a dozen or 10 of the original buildings still here.
Many is that?
Yeah. Yeah, going right back to schools and post offices and depots and fans' bodies, magazines.
Yeah.
2 of the original homesteads, built over 100 years ago, both still here. So, put it all together and it's quite a story of New Zealand's pioneering history, really.
The two valleys were first settled in 1917, and before being abandoned by 1942, the dense native forest had to be cleared by axes and handsaws to create farmland and to provide timber for buildings. We will start our river journey from Lacey's Landing, named after one of the original settlers in the area, and from where Dan operates his jet boats. The Mangapirua Landing was the disembarking point from the early riverboats for these soldiers, and it will be from here that we will start our 2-day trek. Not far up the valley, we will encounter the iconic Bridge to Nowhere that was completed in 1936 after the last farmers on the Whanganui riverside had already left. Along the way, as we pass historic artefacts and areas of interest, we will utilise recreated scenes to gain an insight as to how their story unfolded. There are only a few visible remains of the early settlement, including the road, a brick chimney, and what is left of an orchard near the concrete foundation of an old farmhouse. This is in the Whanganui River National Park, and thousands of visitors journey through it every year. From high on the ridge near the Mangapirua Trek Station, the Kaiwhakauku Valley stretches northwards towards Whakahoro, and the old depot hut that was used by the early settlers to store their equipment and supplies. Up a side valley from the hut is the only remaining hill country that has been farmed continuously since the 1920s, including Dan's sheep and cattle. And the view from the top is amazing.
There's the rugged Kaiwhakauku.
Returning back to Dan's Blue Duck Cafe, he addresses our small group as we prepare to bid farewell to the Valley of Dreams.
This is one end of the Bridge to Nowhere settlement farms, if you like. Between here and the Mangapirua Landing, there was 45 farms, and they started just around the corner here in the Kaiwhakauku Valley. And we're actually still farming 1,400 acres out there. And so we've got the last farmland out in those farms, which is the better part of about 6 of the returned servicemen farms after World War I.
In this film, we will pay tribute to the aspirations and dreams of generations of people that have played a prominent role in this remote part of backcountry New Zealand. We invite you to assist us with our fundraising to enable us to achieve our goal of telling their story.